Hey everyone, welcome to Retaliatory Strike. Today we have a game between myself, Ryan, playing Circle, and Chris playing Convergence of Cyriss?
Or Mercenaries.
Or Cryx, maybe.
Not Cryx.
Oh yeah, that's right. This doesn't count. He's playing something. It's up there.
Hi everybody, my name's Chris. Today I'm playing Mortenebra 1, running a Galleon and some Cryx jacks and a whole bunch of Convergence stuff. I've got a Galleon with two Seethers, a Stalker. The Seethers have countercharge and do a lot of work on their own. The Stalker's just a fantastic piece to keep things from healing when I don't want them to heal. I got a trio of Accretion Servitors to do a bit of healing, Hermit of Henge and Prefect Hypatia, as well as a pair of Void Archons. I have Widget to throw out some extra attacks or do some fixing, 2 units of Negation Angels, and a Stormsmith Storm Tower to get some electro-leaping action.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. Today I am playing Wurmwood and Bones of Oribos. So it's a 75-point list, and for my list I have Wurmwood with Cassius, obviously, and then I have Megalith, a Wold Guardian, 2 WoldWardens, and 2 WoldWyrds. For solos, I have 3 Blackclad Stoneshapers and a Gallows Grove. And for units, I have 2 Sentry Stones and Mannikins, Shifting Stones with a Stonekeeper, and a Stoneward and Woldstalker unit. Mostly the Woldstalkers are in there because I don't really see people play them very much, and they're actually pretty decent. They're almost a hand cannon on a unit, so I kind of wanted to try them out a bit. But the thing about this list was I really wanted to push Stranglehold, so I have 3 models that can Geomancy a Stranglehold out, and can't, especially with the Seethers where they have to run or charge. If you Stranglehold them, they're literally stuck there doing nothing, which is awesome.
Unless they're already in combat.
Yeah, unless they're already in combat. So that was kind of the idea behind that. And then obviously Sentry Stone and Mannikins, great free options with lots of recursion for contesting stuff. So overall, I think it's a fairly decent list. Deployment. So I won the roll-off and I chose to go first, and Chris picked side. For my deployment, I'm putting all of my war beasts kind of right in the middle here, so then they can go up and react to however Chris is deploying his models. So I have my WoldWardens on either side of the group there, with Megalith and the Guardian in the middle, and then both of the weirds dead centers so they can react to however I want. And then I'm putting the Woldstalkers up in the top there, because I figure they'll go and skirmish over that flag. And then I put in my Stoneshapers in behind all the walls for support.
So on my side, I've got a bunch of rough terrain that I have to deal with, and despite having a bunch of flying models, my Seethers can't go through rough terrain. I can put Spectral Steel on them, but then the WoldWyrds are just going to shoot them off the table, so I'm kind of limited on where I can put them. I end up sticking them so they're going to go around the house. I put 1 Archon on each side. The Galleon's going up the middle. He's got Mortenebra on one side, Deryliss and Hermit on the other. All my advanced deploy is going to set up there in the lines across the zone. But at least I don't have to deal with the big forest and cloud and wall that are on Ryan's side. They aren't going to bother him because of all his Pathfinder, but that's the perks of playing Circle. I do have a little bit of trouble deciding where I want my Storm Tower, but it goes right beside the Seether.
For my advanced deploy, I am putting my Sentry Stones on either side of the map here. I'm wanting them to go and be my contesting skirmish force for both of the outside flags. I'm setting up the stones so I can run the Guardian up into them and then teleport it forward to get him right up in the mix. I have Wurmwood in the middle with the Gallows Grove on the top end in case I need to arc some spells out, and that is my advanced deploy.
So I gotta figure out where I want these angels. I would probably want to keep them within 7 inches of Hypatia just to get the extra apparition movement, a little more flexibility on my first turn. So I'm gonna keep measuring her command. But one unit definitely wants to go on the bottom. Give the bottom unit of Sentry stones something to complain about or fight with. And the Stalker's going up in the rubble there.
Circle, turn 1. Alright, so first turn's gonna be just like a ton of running. So I roll up some Fury, and I managed to get 3 on both of my Sentry stones. So my Fury management for them is just great this game, which is awesome because it sucks when you roll a 1. So I move them up, and I put down a forest. Might as well because I'm going to get it back anyways. I run the Woldstalkers up into this forest so they can hopefully pop out and shoot at some stuff next turn. And then I move up the second Sentry stone there. Kind of same thing, move it forward, put up a forest. And then here I am trying to see if I can use this house to set up a little bit of line of sight blocking and get Wurmwood and Cassius like way up farther. But with how mobile the Stalker is, it's not that great of an option. So I put Cassius behind this wall, and then I put Wurmwood back. So he needs like 2-inch reach to be able to hit him. And then I put up a forest right in front of him as well. And then I run with the Guardian, teleport him forward. So then he's up on that leading edge there. And then I'm just running up the rest of my beasts. So it's a pretty standard first turn of a bunch of running. So I have a Warden that can cheat down to the bottom if he needs, and a Warden up at the top there that can go and assist in the middle or at the top.
Mortenebra, turn 1. Alright, so I can put some models a long ways with this list. It's not getting quite as far as Strange Bedfellows often gets, but it can go a long ways. And if I can use the overrun and the Stalker to keep Ryan scared where he's about positioning Wurmwood or Cassius. But I'm gonna throw some angels at some stuff. I'm apparating them forward. Gotta be aggressive. The angels will die if they get shot, and Ryan's shooting can all be boosted so that they will get shot. And that's not ideal, but such is life. Do quite a bit of deliberating this turn. I don't even have my tokens ready or anything. Not that I'm going to actually cast any spells this turn. I do use... Deryliss doesn't even move. He just tunes up the Galleon where he is. Here's a Void Archon. It's going to spray off one of the little stick figures just in case I can take a couple of them off. The fact they come back every turn is annoying, but if I get the unit down to only bringing one back every turn and then I kill it, it really limits what the unit can actually do. Same thing happens with Hellmouths. The bottom unit of Angels is walking up. They're just going to do a bit of shooting, and they are apparently actually good shots. So good for them. I can't shoot at the rock even though I'm in range because it has Prowl, but I do a little bit of damage into the WoldWyrd there. The Seether is going to run up into the trench, be safe. I considered putting the Void Archon into the trench, but I kind of messed up where I put the one girl, so there isn't really room to fully put him in. The other Seether is not going to be in the trench. Okay, he's probably going to get shot, but hopefully I can bait something in. I do completely forget about Wurmwood's feet for this turn. I probably would have either been more aggressive or less aggressive with that middle Seether. But the top unit of Angels, the two of them are charging into the Wold Guardian, including the leader, and the other one is staying way out of command because I figure those front two probably gonna die. So I just field promote the one in the back, and she gets to be her own boss. The Stalker's just walking into the rubble, and I realize I completely messed up the angel in the rubble. But the Galleon's gonna go. He's gonna run up, and he's gonna power lift her, the Hermit, a little forward so that the slow old man can actually get places and get boxed in. And then Widget walks up, and ancillary attacks on the Galleon, so I get the tuned up shot. It misses Cassius, but it scatters and lands pretty much directly on that Stoneshaper, who dies. And maybe I do a point of damage on Megalith.
One point of damage on Megalith.
Yeah, that's gonna do something, because he heals.
Guaranteed 2 per turn.
Yeah, D3 plus 1 every turn.
And he's next to a healing objective as well.
Yeah, he's probably gonna live. The Storm Tower charges someone, so it can actually get 6 inches up the board. And the Hermit walks around because I've boxed him in. I'm getting these servitors in place to do a little bit of healing if there's a wounded jack nearby. And Hypatia is in range to get at Cassius. Now, I need a 9 to hit because he is behind a wall. But I hit him. And I do half his damage or something.
5 points of damage. Yeah. Circle, turn 2. Alright, so I got some stuff in my face, and I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a feat turn, but I'm going to start working out the problem here. So I set up my Mannikin so I can spray 2 angels and the Seether in the trench there, and then I set up the bottom Mannikin there to spray both of those angels plus Prefect Hypatia, so I'm hopefully going to remove her at some point. So I'm going with the top Sentry Stone. I'm gonna go for it. So I boost to hit the one angel. I'm needing 10s, which I get her, and then I go over to Hypatia. I boost to hit, and I miss. So then I boost to hit the other one, and I miss as well. And now I'm just trying to get sprays where I can.
I don't think anything else hits.
No. So I'm gonna go with the bottom Sentry Stone at this point now, and this is where we realized that I actually would have got a soul from the one angel. So Wurmwood is on that soul, and relevantly, I would have got the Stoneshaper's soul as well. So I should have had an additional Fury this turn. Doesn't really matter, but I'm going with the Sentry Stone here, and I'm spraying it down, and I boost to hit the Seether, and I boost damage onto him to try to start working into him. And then I'm backing the stone up to just within 6 of the 2, so then it's a little bit harder to get at. After that, here I'm looking to see, I'm wanting to get the angel out of the way of the Wold Guardian there, so I can actually walk some of the Woldstalkers into the back arc of the one angel. So I walk them all up and I start shooting. I miss the first one in the back, hit the second one and kill her, and then I take a shot at Hypatia. I did remove the forest there, so it's just there because there was models on it. We'll get it out of the way later. And then I take some shots at the Stalker and Galleon, I think. Don't do much of anything, but I did remove it, and then I'm Zephyring with them, so now I got them out of the way of the Guardian, and I checked, and he's just within, and that got me another soul as well, killing that angel. So I move up with my Stoneshaper and give the Guardian +2 strength, and then charges him in and get to work on the Galleon. So I'm rolling real good, 6, 6, 3, and then an 8, and it's like dice +1, and then there's a 12 there. So I'm getting into the Colossal real good, and there's a 9, so I'm rolling hot on those damage rolls at least.
Yeah, he killed over half of the Colossal. One shot, one go. So.
Yeah, so it was definitely pays off to just roll real hot. And then I go up with the WoldWyrd, who's also going to shoot at the Galleon, and I rolled double ones twice, which is great. And then I boosted, or I hit with the third one and boosted it, and I left him on only 1 Fury. Here I am seeing if Cassius can charge Prefect Hypatia, and he can. So he charges in, I boost a hit, and it's dice off 2, and I do 2 points damage. So that's not as good as I wanted.
Good job, Cassius.
But I go with Megalith, who goes up and he uses his Animus. So Hypatia's -2 defense. He hits her for another -3 defense, but he ends up crushing her. And then I Geomancy a Stranglehold at the 1 Seether. And I...
Do not break armor.
Don't break armor on him. Yeah, that's right. And then I am going with my bottom Wyrd, who is going to shoot at that Seether at the bottom. I'm wanting to start to chip damage in here. I keep forgetting that Wyrds are only Fury 2 for some reason, so I chip some damage in, I think. Not much. And then I move my Warden over, who Geomancies a Stranglehold at the Seether, but ends up missing.
He is in a trench.
Yeah, he is fairly dodgy, and then I back up my 1 Shaper and pull a Fury off of the Warden there. After that, I move up with my top Warden, and I Geomancy a Stranglehold at the Galleon, so it's now Stranglehold at least, so it can't get better arcs. If I was smarter, I might have been able to place my Guardian in just 1 arc, and then only he loses out on an attack, but there are 2 attacks because of the 1 ranged. But other than that, it's going pretty good. So I'm going with Wurmwood right now, and he puts up Stranglehold on that Seether in the trench, and then he moves over so he's within 2 inches of Cassius, but more in the middle because I wanted to get the bottom guys in the forest so they can't be charged. And then I feat, and I believe I am capping nothing.
Mortenebra, turn 2. Alright, so the Galleon took a bit more of a hit than I expected. His cortex is busted, his left arm is busted, but he's right there by the objective, so at least he's going to power up, because the objective will heal his cortex. And I've got a few mechanics nearby to keep him going. I do that, get my tokens out finally. All my jacks power up. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do.
This is just me placing out the rough where the forest is off of Wurmwood there for him.
Yeah, Ryan didn't have the sense to get a 10-inch template made, so
I'm a fool.
It's what we gotta make do. So I'm gonna sit here and waffle for a little bit. I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I've still got 2 angels on the bottom unit. No idea what I'm rolling here. I don't even know who's making attacks. Oh,
you're repairing.
Yes. So Widget walked over and Ancillary attacked the Galleon, and because the Guardian was in both arcs, I could shoot him with the harpoon, drag him in, even though we don't move him. I drag him in, and then I stab him with the trident, and then I mess up the entire game state as I bump the Galleon, moving Mortenebra over. She is going to put Spectral Steel on the Seether there. She's going to cast... she's actually going to spend her activation to fix up the Galleon. She's a pretty good mechanic. And I will end up casting Sacrificial Lamb. Remove the Bodger who repaired the Galleon. Make room for another and put a focus on everybody. and then I'm going to do some measuring off the Stalker, trying to figure out what I want him to do. I got a Archon over there he's gonna have a hard time getting teleports this game, just because, well, neither army has much in the way of living models, but in particular Ryan's army doesn't have living models because I need to get the teleports, but I'll make do. I just gotta clear off 2 of those little Woldstalkers, and then I can kill the leader for them. No problem. I do a little bit of measuring there to see if I can powerlift Mortenebra back, but she just won't quite fit the objective there. And I can't advance my Galleon, or he's going to lose his combat action. And that would suck. So, I believe the Galleon is going now. He fires his guns and put a AoE down and blast a bunch of constructs off the table. I dial up shots on my right side, and I actually get 2 shots on that side. Oh, I did put overrun on Galleon, so the Seether is overrunning forward, so even though he's strangleheld, he will get to kill a rock. Then the Galleon's gonna dial up the 2 shots on his right side, put him into the Wold Guardian, which is really all he can see. I'm going to shoot it with my trident, drag it in, and this was my feat turn because I wanted to guarantee that I would get that trident shot. But I hit, and I stab it again, and kill it. The top Void Archon's going in. I'm going to put down a spray and catch the boss man, so I will get my teleport if I kill him, and I do. So I get to teleport over to the stone and then make my melee attacks into it. I did get hit the old man's soul, so I'm gonna boost damage and kill that rock. There we go. Now I might be able to actually score a flag. The other Archon is just running up. I do have range for the Stalker to get on Cassius, and I want to get the Dark Shroud on him to guarantee that he dies. I also just want to pin Megalith where he is so that he can't get at a nice juicy Galleon there. So now the Stalker goes in. Because it walks and jumps, it can go a long ways. It doesn't really care about the line of sight blocking. And he's gonna just mulch Cassius.
Which gives me a soul.
Gives you a soul. Because Soul Ward doesn't prevent you from getting your souls.
Angel went in and killed the Gallows Grove, which gave the Archon a soul because it is a living model.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure I put that soul down. The Storm Tower is just walking up. That's all it can do. It doesn't have line of sight to anything that isn't friendly, and it's slow, so it's gotta keep going forward all the time. But the bottom bodger is running onto the flag rather than repairing. And there are no Mannikins for that bottom sentry stone, so that's nice. I did not powerlift her this
relevantly, turn. You score 2 and I score 1 this turn.
Yes, we both score our zones, and I score the bottom flag.
Circle, turn 3. Alright, so I roll up the Fury for the bottom Sentry Stone, and I get 3 again, so it's going good for me right now. And I decide I want to set him up so he can spray the Seether and the solo scoring there. After that, I pull in all my Fury here, so I'm up to 10 Fury this turn, so I got a lot to work with, at least, even though all of my Arc nodes are gone right now. So I start with the WoldWyrd, who is shooting at the Seether in the middle there. He has Spectral Steel on, so I get an additional die So I'm getting to roll 4 dice damage on 2 of the shots. I think I beat him up pretty good. Don't remove him or anything, which would have been nice, but I didn't expect to with 1 WoldWyrd. After that, I am trying to decide what I'm going to do here. I can't get the bottom walled onto that Seether or anything. So I decide to go with the Sentry Stone. I boost to hit the solo, kill him, boost to hit the Seether, boost damage, get a little bit of damage in. And then with the Warden, I Geomancy Stranglehold at the Seether, and I managed to land it, so now he is stuck there, which is great for me. I could have moved him actually, which might have been smart because that's just an anytime ability, so I still could have walked with him. Just realizing that now. And then I use the Weird and I kill one of the Negation Angels, so his bottom flank here is getting pretty thin, and he's not having a lot of stuff that can deal with the models that I have down there. I'm going with Wurmwood, and I try to Hellmouth the Stalker, and I end up missing. So then I use Megalith's Animus to give him the -2 defense, which I think I had rolled just below being able to hit. So it would have been really smart to do that in the other order. So I am camping 3 on him, and I decide to go with my Woldstalkers. They are aiming and shooting at that Negation Angel, and I end up removing them. So then I take some shots at the Galleon as well, and I think I chip a little bit of damage in. Nothing extreme or anything, and there was me just remembering that my stuff heals 1 point from my theme benefit. After that, I am teleporting my stones out of the way, because the way that he's got a nice semicircle here of models that Megalith can get on, so I'm getting them out of the way so Megalith can walk up there. I then do a rock hammer from the Sentry Stone leader at the Galleon, because it's fairly low, like it was on 4 boxes at the end of my last turn, and he repaired it up to about 13, so it's pretty low. I'm hoping to remove it this turn. So I move up with Megalith. I hit the Void Archon, and I kill him. And then I had to boost to do it. And then I do the same thing with the Stalker. I boost to hit. I hit, and then it's not ones to hit him for the last one. And there are double ones, so I miss him, and he's alive on
1 box.
1 box. Yeah, would have been nice. From there, so the Warden is a speed faster than the Guardian, so he's got 8 inches of movement on the charge.
You got 4 boxes at this point.
Oh, and he's down to 4 boxes here. So on my charge attack, I end up doing 3 damage with them, which isn't great.
No,
but
the Stalker has 4 boxes.
Oh, okay.
Because he strangled it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. So I end up killing him with my 2 initials, and then I Stranglehold at the Stalker, and I hit him. So now the Stalker's Stranglehold. So the way we think that it works is because he has to forfeit normal movement, he can't jump, because that's only at the end of your movement. So the Stalker at least can't get on Wurmwood.
Mortenebra, turn 3. Alright, well, I forgot how far WoldWardens could threaten, so I lost a Galleon. That's not ideal. We both just scored... I scored 1, and Ryan scored the top flag as well as his own this turn. So it's tied up at 3-3. And my Seether in the bottom zone is out of control, so he's not going to be doing very much. But I got a couple plays here. I got this Void Archon here as a perfect target to clear the flag, gets nice teleport, gets a soul, gets to apply Dark Shroud onto onto Ryan's heavy. It's a perfect spot. And everything's in line for a spray. But, so we're gonna start off with that. He's got the soul. I'm gonna boost damage and crank a bunch of damage into the warden. And just hold that thought for a minute. Gotta do a bit of figuring here. Now, my plan is that Mortenebra is gonna charge in and kill that WoldWarden, and I want to be within 10 inches of Wurmwood at that point, because Wurmwood does not have the shifting stones to teleport, doesn't have a Cassius to teleport, so he can't move in any way, shape, or form. And Mortenebra has a spell called Void Gate, and Void Gate stops spell casting. So if Wurmwood can't move and he can't cast spells where he's standing, he's going to be one sad treat. So I charge Widget into the warden first just to get a little extra damage. She does not have Dismantle. She is Jack Hunter, so she's not a weapon master. But between Master of Ruin and the Void Archon's Dark Shroud, she can still put a lot of damage into things. Because she is the best mechanic in the game. The Seether, he still has his ghostly, so he's gonna walk around. His cortex is broken, so he's got no focus, and one of his arms is broken. But he uses that to kill the leader of the shifting stones, the officer, and uses the berserk attack to put an extra attack into Megalith. The Stalker is, even though I believe he's down to one box, he's just got his cortex, but he can still tag Megalith and put the grievous wounds on, so keeps him from healing. So that damage is gonna stay. I gotta do a little more deliberating. I am kind of in trouble in that bottom zone. I don't really know what I'm going to do. The Storm Tower did end up clearing the other Woldstalker off near the top flag. And it leaped into my Archon and did no damage. Here goes Mortenebra. And her charge attack kills it, because she's a Warcaster, and Warcasters kill stuff. Here I am throwing I boost a hit with the Void Gate, and Ryan transfers damage, and here we are remembering that the
Weirds have Witch Hunters, so I get to shoot at the stuff that casts spells.
That's the one. I don't think I take any damage, or I fade it or something.
Circle, turn 4. So on that turn, he scored 2, and I scored. He only scored 1, and I only scored 1. So we're staying even because he no longer has a caster or a warjack in his zone. So I'm doing good here. So I go up to 9 focus or fury, I think, with that. Here I put down a Mannikin for the bottom sentry stone, and I roll up 2 fury. So I'm using it to boost damage into the Seether.
You boost both attack rolls.
Both
because they charge these back.
Yeah. Or I rolled up 3 for that, so I boosted, and then just boosted to hit, and then it was a charge. So I did that, and then I strange growths this stone out of his front arc, so now he can't actually go and clear out that if he survived. I moved up with the weird, and I took some shots, and then I
by Storm Tower.
Yeah, I killed the Storm Tower, and then I went with the weird and finished off the Seether there.
Warden,
with the Warden. So the bottom is firmly in my hands here. It's just this middle part where I want to cast spells and can't now, and I'm stuck. which is super frustrating that I can't cast spells, because I really wanted to use Wurmwood to put up Megalith's Animus. So I go with the Shaper, who runs to the flag there, so now I'm going to score 2, which is great for me. And then I am aiming with the WoldWyrd to shoot at the Void Archon. So I hit him, and with Ruin, I kill him in 2 shots. I think I hit both of them and boosted both of them. And then I shot at the Seether, and we weren't calculating in the Master of Ruin. So I...
leave him on 1?
Yeah, I leave him on 1, and then I make some attacks with the Megalith. I kill the Stalker, the Angel, and then I make an attack into the Seether. And here Chris said, "I want a Master of Ruin," and I said, "Oh, well, the
prevent the damage."
Yeah, prevent the damage. And I went, "Oh, well, Master of Ruin was up, so he would have actually be dead if you want to save it," and he did. So we did that.
Mortenebra, turn 4. Well, I don't have any heavies anymore. I don't have any units anymore. I don't have very much of anything at all. But luckily, I can shut down Wurmwood pretty good by just throwing spells at him. And then as long as I don't die, I should be able to take him out. Because Mortenebra is not really what you call a combat caster, but she is a caster. She's got the focus, and Wurmwood is pretty easy to hit. So here I used the Hermit to Master Ruin. Mortenebra charged in, took Megalith off the table. We're just doing a little bit of calculation. I cast, and he gets his 2 Witch Hunter shots at me because both of the WoldWyrds can see me. They both miss. I boost the damage, put a bit more damage into the big tree. And Widget is going to charge in, get in the zone, put a little more damage into Wurmwood. And I really wish there was something better for Deryliss to do. I believe he just actually shot at Megalith.
Circle, turn 5. All right, so we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Overall, I think I would win this game if my caster could move at any point and I could, cast spells. That would be great. Here, I was kind of thinking I might be able to kill his objective, kill the guy on his flag, and then I will be up by 5 and win. But what I do is I trample the Warden over to go and attack Widget. I buy and boost, hit, and kill her. So now he's there. I go with the Weird. I'm deciding to shoot at Mortenebra. So I hit and I boost. It's dice off 2, and I do 2 points of damage. I hit the second one, boost it. That one's a lot better. And then I miss on the third shot. And then this Weird, I move up to engage Mortenebra to hopefully not want to take a free strike. So I end up hitting with the last shot, and that was it. I move up my Mannikins, and I'm going to spray down the Hermit and do 1 more point of damage, which is great. And then I just heal with all of my fury. Looking at it now, I should have taken 1 off of the Weird with my Stoneshaper and camped a couple.
Mortenebra, turn 5. So, the score's getting pretty dicey here. Ryan's got 10 points, and I've only got 7. So I'm definitely not going to win that way. But I can walk up to the Hermit, get Master Ruin on Wurmwood, finally. And I'm doing some measuring here, trying to see what I can do with Deryliss. Just isn't really anything. I just left him too far in the back. Mortenebra is going to walk around that WoldWyrd. I will take a free strike, but I've got 7 or so boxes and full camp. So I can probably survive it. And we quickly look up whether the damage roll is boosted. It is. The damage roll is boosted, so there is a chance you could die, but not. And I buy and boost until Wurmwood's dead.
Afterthoughts. So I won the roll off to go first. Having lost the game, I think it was still the correct choice because your list is very fast. I feel like if I had gone second, you would have been able to jam me out of a lot of the scoring scenario. Like, my stuff is surprisingly fast too, but I think it turned into more of a game, me going first. I think if I had gone second, I would have been more on the back foot.
Yeah, if I got a good overrun, I could end things very quickly.
Yeah. So overall, I think I made the correct choice there. For my list, I might pull out the command attachment on the stones and get a second unit in there because being stuck in one spot with Wurmwood definitely was not the greatest.
Yeah, I definitely put effort in to make sure that you didn't have Archon, that you couldn't move, couldn't do as much with the tree.
Yeah, for sure. So that was really good. This is my second game with Wurmwood ever, so it is definitely still a bit of a learning stage for me. But yeah, I think my list overall performed really well. Like, even the Woldstalkers were getting in there, so I think it performed fairly well, other than the fact that because Wurmwood is so fast, I got him. I find I'm getting him up in there, like, way deeper than I really should be. That's on me. For you, is there anything that you felt that you could have played better in this game, or?
I feel like I was a little sloppy with my Seethers. I could have been a bit more precise, protecting them, keeping them in places where there's either safer or more threatening, or better positions to do counter charges, that sort of thing. I feel a lot better about my Void Archons. I've played a few games with Strange Bedfellows now, and some of those earlier games I just gave away Void Archons in times when I shouldn't. So I do feel better about that.
They're so fast and so powerful, you want to get them out there, but they're so good as like a late game piece. Like,
yeah.
If they can survive to late game, I feel like they shine a lot more than... Well,
especially because I don't have Gatsby in this list, I kind of want their Dark Shroud a lot more.
Yeah. For that one, I was kind of surprised to not see the Gatsby 4. Even, like, I feel like, because you built your list without seeing mine or knowing what I was playing, I feel like it wouldn't have been as oppressive having them in there, because almost none of my stuff is living, so you don't get like that crazy threat extension from them for free, at least.
Yeah, no, I wasn't planning on that. It's just he's a pretty costly piece, and it's hard to both have models that can get use out of Overrun and have the Galleon to make a big, hard-hitting piece that gets a lot of value out of tune-up, out of ancillary attack, out of Mortenebra's interface.
Yeah.
It just, I don't have the points to fit in another 22-point module.
Yeah, one big mistake that I saw that I made was not pulling a Fury off of the one weird next to my Stoneshaper and then capping about 3 Fury and having that 20 hitbox pool to go into. I think Wurmwood probably would have survived if that was the case. Yeah,
at the end.
But I remember looking at it and being like, well, I have all my stuff's full. I'm just gonna heal everything. And then rewatching it now, I was like, oh, that would have like actually saved me that game. But
yeah.
I do feel like they were actually fairly evenly matched lists overall.
Yeah, Mortenebra actually has the tools to make a game against Wurmwood, because Overrun really helps mitigate a lot of your feet and a lot of your line of sight blocking.
Yeah.
It also helps get rid of Sentry stones, which is nice.
Yeah, that's good too.
It's just really hard to get use out of because it's an expensive spell to use.
Yeah, I know I have Callus 2 as Overrun, and as much as I want to use it, I find myself it's usually fairly corner case when I actually do use it. That might just be the familiarity with the spell not being as good as it could be, but
it's a great spell. Gotta play more Strakov 1.
Yeah, just switch over to Khador. Other than that, I think it was a really fun game and went good. Do you have any last parting thoughts?
No, it was a lot of fun. It was brain melting. You could see how much of my turns I spent just going, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, I think both of us are a little out of practice with COVID in Canada, but
the world situation is making it a little harder for us to get games.
But it's still it's nice to get a game in, and I hope everyone enjoys the game. And thanks for watching Retaliatory Strike.